So creating videos on a daily basis comes with its own challenges, and the challenges aren't necessarily on a technical basis. For me, the biggest challenge creating videos every single day is running out of things to say. Sure, there's a million different things that we can talk about and that I can talk about, but what makes it harder is to actually find stuff to talk about which allows me to kind of stay relevant to this whole journey and to kind of talk about interesting things. You know, nobody just wants to go and listen to somebody ramble on, talk bullshit about all sorts of stuff. The idea behind this is, as you should know, or as you probably know by now, is to not only share my progress and my journey, but also to share stuff that from a layman's point of view might actually help somebody else. I am just another regular guy. I'm no pro bodybuilder, or I don't compete or anything like that, because all of those people are on stuff that they don't necessarily share with you. So they would, for instance, tell you do this, do this, do this, and expect results in this certain time period. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. So I was thinking of maybe making some videos that touches on a bit of my nutrition. For me personally, nutrition has always been a bit of an issue. Struggled with nutrition all my life. So I think if I could share maybe from my point of view, somebody that doesn't do well with nutrition, that's kind of a lazy cook, somebody that doesn't prep meals, because again, I'm too lazy for that shit. I have other things that are way more interesting and important than to sit and cook food for a whole week. I'm sure there's many other people out there, these bodybuilders and everybody, they have help most of the time. And let's be honest, that's their life. You know, they don't necessarily, they have to do that. It's not my life. The whole idea behind this journey is to show you what it's like for a normal person. Normal in the sense that we don't compete, we don't take this too seriously. So I think what I'll do is slowly start showing some videos about my food, what I take in the morning, some of the supplements, because I think a lot of people don't always know what supplements to take as well. And as I mentioned, I'll just slowly start working that in, maybe from next week onwards. So anywho, today was back and calves. Now it's the second day this week that I've done calves. Reason for that is because I wasn't blessed genetically with good calves. So I've got to work my ass off in getting my calves to grow. I am fortunate in the sense that I don't have this little ball right at the top below the knee. My calves being a little bit smaller, having smaller calves, at least I have a calf that has a good shape, that goes down quite long. It's just a matter of building the mass around that, and that's what I'm working on now. The back exercises, it's the same back exercises that I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Calves, what I do is I tend to superset calves in between whatever other exercises I'm doing. I just find that just saves a bit on time. Otherwise I'm going to end up being there the whole morning, which is not ideal. So what I do is I would do my exercise, and then I would go and do the seated calf raises, and I'd go do exercises again, and then I would do my standing calf raises. Now with the standing calf raises, I see a lot of people go up to like 180 kilograms or whatever the case is. I don't. Reason for that is because about 2 years ago my ego got in the way and I tried lifting too heavy, and I ended up tearing my calf muscle. At first I didn't realize it. It was only a couple of days afterwards my whole bottom leg started swelling up. And I mean, I freaked out. I didn't know what was going on because it wasn't sore. I just had this like elephant foot. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they had to do blood tests. And remember this, if this ever happens to you, basically what they're going to do is they're going to do what they call a creatine kinase test. It's a CK test. So what that does is they draw a bit of blood, and through that they can actually pick up muscle inflammation or muscle trauma through the blood. So mine ended up being like in the 300s or something, where it's only supposed to be in the low teens, if I remember correctly. That kind of scared me into not wanting to do standing calf raises with too much weight. I know it's like, you know, I don't want to get hurt during this whole journey, which would make the last 26 days basically useless. So I've got to take it easy, keep my ego in check. I'm not there to compete with the previous guy who did 180 kilograms of standing calf raises. Good luck to him. I'm there for myself, to challenge myself, to keep it within what my body is capable of doing without hurting myself. From there I went on to do a leg press machine where I do the leg press calf raises. There I go balls to the wall. Today I did 260 kilograms and that's about 585 pounds. I find that exercise to be really fun, I guess. I tend to do quite a few reps. So I tend to vary between 15 and 20 reps. So I start off with 160 kilograms, then I went to 200, 260, and then all the way back to where I started on 160, and I just pumped out as much as I could. I find that for me helps in my specific situation. Shitballs, I'm just so full of useful information. I mean, unbelievable. So I do want to ask, if you're watching this, please comment below. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, especially the subscribe button. It really helps me. It shows me that there are interest out there, or there are people out there that are interested in following my journey. More and more people have started commenting on my videos, and one of the comments somebody made yesterday kind of made me think a little bit, and he asked me what my goals were, and that his goal is to pick up 30 pounds. Now 30 pounds is probably around 12 and a half kilograms. If you had asked me that same question a couple of years ago, I would have said my goal would have been to pick up 30, 20, whatever, 15 kilograms at that stage, depending on where I was in my life. I used to at some stage weigh 58 kilograms. God knows how much that is in pounds, but it's absolutely nothing. It's 5 bags of potatoes. It's nothing. Most petite women weighed more than me. So yes, in that instance, fine, you need to work on getting some fat and muscle on your bones. My goal used to be, I wanted to be 85 kilograms, or I wanted to be 90 kilograms. God, at some stage I wanted to be 100 kilograms. Now I weigh 85 kilograms. And the funny thing is, there are guys that look twice my size that weigh almost 10 kilograms less than what I weigh. That just made me realize that weight in itself isn't necessarily the thing that you should strive for. Heck, if you could stop weighing yourself completely, it would do yourself justice. What I would recommend and what works for me is the mirror. Have a look at yourself in the mirror, take progress pictures, and then go back every second week and look at what you looked like 2 weeks before versus what you look like now, and judge by that. Because at the end of the day, you don't walk around with a sign above your head that says 85 kilograms or 75 kilograms or 100 kilograms. That's like the last thing people ask you is how much you weigh. For me, my goals have kind of changed a little bit, and the way I look at things, and I urge you to sort of do the same. Stop worrying about the weight. Look at yourself in the mirror. Judge from there whether you're making progress. You can see, okay, I need to work a little bit on that. I need to work a little bit on that. But overall, I'm starting to get a little bit better definition, a better shape. And trust me, once you start doing that, your confidence will also skyrocket. For me, knowing that I weigh 85 kilograms does absolutely nothing for me, because in my mind, and because of all the past shit that I used to go through, I'm still that 58 kilogram person. So I literally have to force myself by looking in the mirror and looking at progress pictures in the past from where I've come to where I am now, to kind of make me feel better psychologically. So again, this just shows that we are what we feel and who we are. Our confidence, everything comes from in here. If you don't like yourself, if you don't love yourself enough, you could weigh 200 kilograms, be in the best shape of your life, but you could still feel like an insignificant person. Forget about scale, look at yourself in the mirror and judge by the progress you're making. You could even measure yourself. For me, that's a better way of tracking your process. And again, I'm Roo, and I just want to say, be careful when you train. Be careful how hard you go when you train. I mentioned this yesterday, but most of the time our egos get in the way, specifically the men. You go in there, you see the guy next to you is bench pressing 100 kilograms. You know for a fact that you can only do 70 kilograms, but now you want to outshine this guy, so you load up the plates with 110 kilograms. Go once, you think, oh, okay, I can do this again. Go 2 and you snap a disc, or you move a disc, or you cause a hernia. And what happens? You out for 6 months, you've got to start all over again. Don't be stupid. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be that person. I was going to say don't be that guy, but there are women like that out there as well. You are doing yourself an injustice by bringing your ego into the gym. So as soon as you step into the gym, you leave your ego outside. You look at what you're supposed to be doing for that day. You go in and you focus on you and what you can do, what you did last week, how much you push yourself for that specific day. You get in, you get out, and hopefully you didn't injure yourself. That's pretty much my advice, or something I do want to share that I think is utmost importance, which I think a lot of men out there really just need to hear. It's like a reality check. So just remember that at the end of the day, slow and steady wins the race. Peace.